Well, I tell you what, it was, again, it's just preseason. It was good to go out and have success, but at the same time, it was more of just even the stuff leading up to it. The pregame, had never really done that before, right? Just some of the getting to the stadium, where we park, all that stuff you forget. I felt like a rookie out there a little bit, like, okay, where do I go? Where's our locker room? But, once you get out there, get a chance to play, it was good to see that group go out there, and they really did a lot of good things, that first group. They played fast, really good tempo in and out of the huddle. The ball was spread around a little bit, which was good, and I thought they did a nice job playing physical. So a lot of things to build off of moving forward in training camp. We're still in training camp mode, but it was exciting. I was proud of those guys and the job that they did.
What the running back specifically, Penny and Carson, what you see there?
Again, both did a really good job. Again, Rashad made a couple really good cuts where guys kind of got to the edge, and there was some free color, but some really good stuff. And then Chris just finished really well a couple times. The first drive, he had the cutback run where he kind of put his shoulder down, and that's the type of runs that we expect from him. It's those extra 2 or 3 yards that he can make after contact. So I thought they both did really, really well. Both did a good job in pass protection, and again, we just kind of keep growing with those guys.
Rashad okay?
Say again?
Is Rashad okay?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I haven't heard yet, but I think so.
How's Penny doing in the pass protection? How's it say than even 2 or 3 weeks ago?
I tell you what, he's really smart with all the blitz pickup. He sees things really well. It's just the technique stuff that he's got to get better with. Again, it's just a whole different animal. Once you find your guy, then you got to be able to go move your feet, get into position, kind of take away his inside strike. There's an art to it, and unfortunately, it's hard to practice that until you get pads on. So I will say again, from knowing who he has, he's been doing great. When they do the one-on-one pass pro stuff, he'll get beat from time to time, but I haven't seen him check up one time. He wants to get back in there, and that's when you know you're going to have a great pass protector.
He had the one on Russell's touchdown. Sort of had that. Was that?
Yeah, again, he could have cut that guy. The design of it was to kind of cut him down, take his legs out. He stayed up, but he finished, and so Russ kind of did what he does. He moved out of the way, but that's a good example for sure.
How vital is that for his time on the field? Just that alone.
Well, I think, just the entire group for the most part of the running backs, they're young. So they all got to play. I mean, Chris is young, Rashad's young, JD, they're all it's a young group, which is exciting, but they all got to play. And so, again, I think we look forward to this week, getting some more plays and hopefully convert a little bit more on third down so we can get some more plays. But they need to go play, and it's just great work for them. Tremendous.
By Brandon Marshall and how much he's been practicing.
Yes, it's been really good. Yeah, I mean, had a big play today. It's just there's some timing stuff still that he and Russ are working for. That's a big part of him being out there, but I love seeing him out there. And it's just he's over with us during the quarterback individual stuff, which is great. They're talking all the time, but yes, very encouraged.
How else do you see them kind of building that protection, working on that?
In the meetings, when we're watching film, see them kind of talking and say, hey, what were you thinking here? Or what would you do here? Hey, what could I possibly give you here? They're kind of always together. Obviously, great respect for one another and trying to get the same language down because it's such intricacy of those guys. We call it the me to you factor, but they're learning each other. Body language, hey, I'm on top, throw it over the top or behind him. So it's really just them talking football 24/7.
In your experience, can that come together in one training camp?
Absolutely, yeah. Matter of fact, in San Diego, we signed Keenan McCardle, I think, like week 2. And he started that week. We signed him like on a Wednesday or Tuesday, and he had to go play. So it can, and they have plenty of time. But, again, him being out there has been an important part of that process.
You've been around the league, so you probably heard that most people think Brandon Marshall was done before you guys signed him. Is this more than you might have expected this early from him, or is this?
Very excited. Again, I haven't really followed Brandon the last couple of years, of course, but you just see the matchup problem. And then again, the way he thinks football, the way he sees things on the field, he gives great input when he comes back. It's like, hey, what were you doing there? And he'll say something, then we'll go and watch the film, and you're like, wow, he was right. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But we're very encouraged.
He's also a guy that's been around the league and played with a number of different quarterbacks. Russell, for the most part, hasn't had that kind of veteran receiver. What kind of impact can that make on Russell?
Well, again, I think it's important. I think it's a two-way street. Quarterbacks just don't communicate to the receivers. It goes both ways. And, again, he's seen a lot of football. He's seen a lot of coverages. He knows how people have kind of played him over the years. You certainly have to respect him because he's so big and powerful down in the red zone. So I think, again, it's invaluable, some of the stuff that Brandon's seen over the years. And, again, Russ is like a sponge. I mean, Russ is trying to learn anything he can from anybody. So it's been cool to see them in conversation engage and Russ kind of making notes, and it's pretty cool.
What have you seen from Nick Vannett so far throughout this camp?
Really good camp. Was really pleased with the way he played in the game. Had a really good day yesterday. Today didn't see his number get called a whole lot, but his confidence is growing. You know, you saw he had the big 3rd down conversion, which put us into the situation for 4th and 1. Had a really good block on the 4th and 1 play, and then of course the scramble play that he made was terrific. The guy kind of had him boxed out. He came back up underneath him. So I think Nick is playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Better blocker or a better receiver right now as a tight end?
I think Nick can be both. Again, there's times where, again, his run game stuff's really good. Maybe he gets a little high with releases. Then there's other times where, again, he's matched up against some safeties that have good leverage on him, and he's able to kind of maneuver them and get past them. So, again, we feel like he's what we would call a tight end. He can do both really well. But, again, the last 2 days have been a big fundamental emphasis. Most of the installs done for the most part. So, again, I think he's had 2 really good days of fundamental work.
What are you hoping to see in this second preseason game?
Again, I'd like to see us, progress a little bit. Get the starters a little bit more work for sure. I think that's important. We're going to look at some different run concepts probably. Again, I was pleased with how we ran the ball. Big thing for us from the last game moving forward was 3rd down. We put ourselves a little bit in 3rd down and long, which kind of hurt us. I think we had 10 of them, and 4 of them were 3rd and 11 or more. That's hard. You can't, shoot yourself in the foot. But 3rd down would be something for sure. And then just kind of build on the things that we've done. I mean, that physical identity, we talked to the guys about it after the game. I mean, we played physical. They covered down. They were physical, 4th and 1. They, heavy box. They were able to go get the 1st down. So kind of building on that play style that we want to have.
What did you think of Austin Davis and Alex, and kind of the way they played?
Again, I thought Austin's first drive was excellent. Obviously he moved us right down the field, a couple big 3rd down conversions to throw to David Moore. The interception was just a bad decision. He can't do that. He knows that. He was frustrated by that. But it was a really good drive. Alex, again, it was his first game, and so he was overthinking some stuff, which they all tend to do. But made some really good throws. You see the athleticism. So certainly we expect to see those guys play a little bit better. But it's so much fun to watch those guys go out, play, and then to see how receptive they both are. Heck, I've been around Austin for a couple years now, and he hasn't changed. And, of course, the room's really cool with Russ and Austin, and having Alex in there just kind of taking all the notes when the other guys are kind of a little bit more relaxed.
Sorry, go ahead.
With Russell, are there certain things like piece emphasis that you really eliminate on preseason games and training camp?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to Russ really with 2 things. Number one, the fundamentals. There's new fundamentals that he's trying. Those fundamentals have come pretty easy to him because he's such a good athlete. Most of them are footwork driven, just trying to keep a wide base in the pocket, staying ready to throw. And then some of the new concepts that we've put in or that we're working on, getting him comfortable with those. But again, things come pretty easy to him. But you'll see him get some reps with even the 2s and 3s when we want him to get a certain type of play. Just because we think we need to give him those reps to get him comfortable for the season.
Coach, you said for yourself it felt like being a rookie again, trying to figure things out for the rookies. Now that they've kind of gotten that first game behind them and gotten those first game jitters, how much more confident or how much more can you see from them as they progress?
Well, I think it'll be huge. I mean, you get your first game under your belt, whether it was 5 plays or 30 plays, you just have, you're just more relaxed. Obviously there's not a lot of game planning that goes into these games. Just kind of go out, do a little bit of what you do, and we want to see execution. We want to see fundamentals. So, again, I think you'll see him relaxed. I think you'll see him playing with a little bit more confidence. But we are young, and so the biggest thing for us is we're going to coach them hard. We're going to teach them. We're going to demand that they do things the way we want them to do, and they haven't batted an eye. So we're excited. The other thing that they got to learn is how to play on the road. What that routine is, going to the hotel, then all those different things that go into being on the road.
Are you on the sideline during the game?
I am.
What do you like about that versus being up?
Just the communication's easier, to be able to kind of, get your hands into things quickly to try to solve problems. I love being able to look to the quarterback, face to face and kind of make some adjustments. You definitely see it a little bit better from up in the box in terms of what the defense is doing. So you got to have good guys up there. But I just think being down on the field kind of eliminates the middleman and allows you to kind of be there and be seen. So when you're solving issues or even celebrating, I like to have fun. I like to celebrate. I was one of the first guys down when we scored the touchdown with the first group. So I've done that for 9 of my 10 years being on the field.
When your dad was coming up and was different side of the ball sometimes, was he in the field too?
He was. Yeah, he was always on the field, both as a D coordinator and then as a head coach, of course.
Thanks, Coach.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.